Galibore Nature Camp. Now, this is about 110 kilometers from Bangalore, and we decided to leave home at about 7 o'clock in the morning. Our first stop for the day was going to be Adyar Anand Bhavan, and we decided that we should have breakfast before we head out. But unfortunately, Anand Bhavan was closed at 7 o'clock in the morning, so we decided to go to an old haunt of ours in Bangalore. And those of y'all who are familiar with Bangalore would definitely know the place. This is coming up on the right hand side right now, which is Airlines Hotel. Now, Airlines is a relatively good place to eat in the COVID situation. You have outdoor seating, so it's kind of safe. So at least that's what we thought. From here, we headed soon after breakfast to UB City and the Shell petrol bunk that's situated right there. The other guys who were with me needed to fill up some gas and air and pick up a can of lubricant. As you can see, there's a can because we're going to be riding on some dusty roads later on, and the chains are going to get really dry thanks to the dust and mud roads that we're going to be riding on. Now, from here, that's from UB City, we have to head towards Kanakpura city, and from Kanakpura we need to turn off. So soon after you reach Kanakpura, you're going to have to turn off. But the route that I decided to take to Kanakpura was the Siddhapur Biddy road. This is a road which is essentially filled with a lot of farms. The road itself is not very broad, it's a relatively narrow road, but it is, as you can see, quite empty. So you have peace of mind while you're riding. Once you do reach uh, Kanakpura and take the turn off, you'll have to turn left at Kanakpura, and there's quite a bit of riding through several villages that you're going to have to do. Uh, Past that, and you're going to get to the forest checkpost. You'll have to make an entry over here before getting into the forest land. So now from there you get onto the mud road, and it's a good 6-7 kilometers of mud road. Amit in front of me seems to be doing some good speeds on this road, and once you finish the 7 kilometers of mud road, you get to the camp. The roads themselves are okay. You can travel either on bike or car. As you can see, the roads are broad enough for a car to travel on, though it's not the best of roads. As you can tell, there are water crossings, there are quite a bit of rocks and loose gravel in several sections. So it's not easy driving or riding on this road. You need to be sure of what you're doing. You need to be a little bit skilled if you're going to ride fast on these roads, at least like the way that you've seen earlier. Right now we're going through some rocks, and it's covered with mud, so it's a lot more slippery than what you see on the video. So that's why you'll see us going quite slow in this particular patch. Once you do get done with this mud road, you do reach the Galibore Nature Camp, and the camp itself is beautiful, set right by the river. The river is constantly flowing over there. You hear the sound of the river. It's extremely relaxing to be in the jungles, so close to Bangalore. Like I said at the start of this video, this is just about 120 kilometers from Bangalore that you get into a beautiful forest like this. You'll see coming up on the left hand side of your screen are the tents. Now, essentially all the tents that you see over here were taken up by a group of friends. So all of us took up these tents. You see the volleyball and basketball, the nets are there. They had cycles which you can take and cycle around. There are hammocks which you can relax in. These gigantic elephant hammocks, as they call them, are really fun. So if you're in a group of people, all of you can go up there and bounce. That's the canteen that you can see. Or this tree is pretty huge. You're going to see this tree. This is Termelina Arjuna, or as the locals call it, the Matti tree. Uh, Extremely huge tree that is perhaps the landmark for this particular camp. Now, there are several activities that you can do within the camp. One is you can go coracle riding. They'll take you down the river. Uh, on the opposite bank, you're going to see deer, you're going to see uh, crocodiles, and none of that is in the video, of course, but if you're there at the camp, you're actually going to see a lot of this in the area, in the vicinity of your camp. You can see the boat. It's barely visible somewhere down in the middle of the river. So if you look carefully, you can see that. Towards the evening, you have choices. You can take, a safari through the jungle. The number of birds that you're going to see are simply humongous. That there's huge varieties of birds in the jungle and the plant life. And if you're interested in insects, they're all over the place. The mornings at this place are simply beautiful. This is the view in the morning, and honestly speaking, would really love to get back there again.